Hello, hi, it's Henry the Computer Guy, and you're welcome to our lesson number 50. And in today's lesson, we're actually going to be talking about how we can create a bullet and a numbered list. So you might be there having your document, but wondering how you actually going to be putting the bullets or the numbered list in it. So this is actually what we are going to look at, and it's going to become easier for you. Let's begin with the bullets. How do we insert bullets into our document? So they are telling us that firstly, type the points that you want to bullet, one under the other. That means that you're not supposed to put them on the same line. If you put them on the same line, then they are going to receive only one bullet or one number. So if you have or you want multiple numbers, then they have to be under the other. That means that you have to be putting them on different or individual paragraphs. Okay, make sure that you create them as individual paragraphs by pressing enter after typing each point. So whenever you finish the first point, go to the second by pressing enter, go to third by pressing enter, such that they appear on individual paragraphs. Then after typing them, you're going to select the paragraphs that you would like to bullet. After that, you're going to click the buttons or the bullets button in the paragraph section of the home ribbon. And we have a tip. That means that the drop-down arrow on the right of the bullet button allows you to choose from different bullet styles. That means that we have a variety of options or styles of the bullets that we can use into our document. So that means that you'll be clicking on that drop-down arrow for you to be able to access all those styles. And that is how it will look like. For example, these are the bullets, then aside we have the drop-down arrow. So you will be using this arrow to select other or to look for other styles of the bullets that we have. We continue. And now we are going to be looking at how we can create the numbered list. Instead of clicking on the bullets button, click the numbering button just next to it. So now remember we are saying that we are looking at the bullet and the numbering. So instead of using the bullet, you're going to use the numbering button. So the best thing about word numbering is that the numbers adjust themselves automatically when you edit the text. For example, if you had, let's say, 3 numbered lists, and in between them you add another, and so it will be given a number that is actually in between those two numbers. For example, if you had 1 and 2, then in between you create another, and so it will be given number 2, then the other one, which is number 3, made or given number 3 automatically. And we have a tip down here. To end a bullet or numbered list, just press enter twice. That means that you're going to press the enter or return key twice for you to end the list that you have been actually using. So, and this is how the bullet will look like, and this is how the number will look like. So they all or both have the options of the drop down list. That means that they have a variety of options you can select from. So they're telling us that changing the bullet or numbered list style, go to the drop down list bullet or number, and we're going to be seeing that one in the figure below. Then you have to select an option of your choice. Note, adding a numbered list follows similar steps. That means that it's the same way that we do the bullets and the same way that we do the numbered list. And that is the diagram that we have. So this side we have the bullets, this side we have the numbering, and either we also have what we call the multi-level numbering. We shall see how it works. Let's continue and try it on our link of the document that we created earlier. Click on it and see how it works. For example, we already created our list of some information into our document. We have it already. So what we are going to do, we are going to select it. Remember, for you to make any change in a word processor, you have to first of all select the items you want to modify. So we select them as they have told us. After selecting them, then we are going to come to the home. Then we look for the section of the paragraph. Then we shall look for the bullets. Then we have first of all, we have the drop-down arrow that is having a variety of the bullet styles. You can select from the styles that we have. We can use this one, we can use this, we can use this, we can use this. Are we together? Or actually, let me first of all select some of them. For example, I select up to here, then I'll come and give this one. Let's say I use this. Then for these others, let me say I'm going to use up to this one. I select another option of the bullet. I can use this. Then I can also select this remaining. Then I give it a different style. You see, so that is how we can put bullets on our list, or sorry, on our number or our information that we have. Then we come and also try the numbered list. If you don't use the bullets, we can also select our information just like this. Then we can come and select the number that we feel we want to use. There are varieties of options here. We have a variety. For example, I use that. And actually, also, I had forgotten to tell you something on the bullets. If let's say you're using the bullets, let's say we've used this one, you can also try to look for another new bullet. You can define a bullet of your choice. For example, you have some of the symbols in a computer, but you can use any type of symbol that you feel you want to use for your work. Let's say I want to use this. I'll click on it and say OK. So I'll be using that. So it changes automatically. That means that you're not only limited to the list that is there, but you can also choose your own. So we come back to our number, which is this one. Of course, we say that you select the type of number. You can also come and pick from that, or you can define also a number format that you feel you want to use, like in the bullet style. That is it actually. Now, having done all that, we also have another option here, which is the multi-level list. How can we use the multi-level list? Let's try it and see. When I select my information here, I'll come to my multi-level. And I choose there many options that we have. This one has this, for example, 1A, then Roman 1, like that. Then we have this, we have this, we have this. But you can select any that you feel you want. And I'm going to select the first one. Let me click on it. That is how it does it. But we are not seeing any change that it has done. Why? Remember, you might be having some information, but you want some information at least to be numbered under the other. For example, when you look at this information, we have Microsoft Office. But under Microsoft Office, we have Microsoft Word, Excel, Access, PowerPoint, Publisher. Then under designing, we have Photoshop, Illustrator. So we want to group those things into different lists. So what we are going to do, we are going to select our work. Then we come, as I've told you, on the multi-level. For example, on the multi-level. Then we pick the level that we want to use. Now, those items that you want to put under others or other headings, you're going to come and click where they are. For example, I want to begin with number 2, which is Microsoft Word, because it is under Microsoft Office. Then I will look for a button called the tab onto my keyboard. Then I press it. It is going to give me that. It is going to change that level. Then I press the tab again. I press the tab again. I press the tab. I press the tab. Publisher. I press the tab. That means that all these are under Microsoft Office. Then we have number 2, which is graphics designing. But Adobe is under graphics designing. You press the tab. You press the tab. You press the tab. Repeatedly like that. Then we come to web designing. Then WordPress is under web designing. We press the tab. We press the tab. All these ones are under web designing. All these ones are under web designing. That is how it works for you. Then you can as well say that under Microsoft Word, I want to add something else. You come where it is, you press enter. It will give you that list, but it's not what we want. Let me say if I, let's say, write, let's say, I say creating documents. Then I say that is what I've put. Now we want to make this one to be under Microsoft Word. Again, we click at the beginning, then press the tab key. So it's telling us that we have, let's say, Microsoft Office. Then under Microsoft Word, we have Roman 1, which is saying creating documents. Let's say another one, we can say saving or printing documents. You see, That is how it works. For example, if we come to Excel again, I'll come where it is, I press enter. Then I can say, let's say, making calculations. Simple as that. Then I come at the beginning, I press the tab key. So it is going to be put under that one also. So we have that as the multi-level list. And I think we can save this one. I think we can save this. Then we continue with our work. We save, click on save. Then we can close it and continue with our work. So we continue. And they are telling us that we are having what we call adjusting of the line spacing. So they are telling us that when words are close together or sentences are compact, they can be difficult to read for some people. Depending on the font type used, it may not look nice to read. So that means that you might find some information when it is so compact to one another. So you can as well be adjusting that space between the lines. And that is what we call the line spacing. Therefore, word processors have line spacing provisions to allow space adjustments between the lines. We are going to be saying that. When you look at this, they're telling us we can put them, let's say to 1, let's say to this, to this. You can as well go on adjusting those spaces between the lines. And that is what we call the line spacing. Let's try and see how it works. For example, if we click the link to our document, that is how our document is going to look like. If I get some dummy text here, for example, by using the rand function, equals RAND, then I open my bracket, then I'll put, let's say, 60, I put, let's say, 3. I close the bracket, I press enter. When you do that, of course, they're going to give you some text there. For example, with 6 paragraphs and 3 lines of what? Of text. Now, you're seeing the spaces between these paragraphs, but they are visible. Let's make them at least smaller, such that someone can notice the change. You highlight. For example, I'll highlight the whole of it. So if you want to highlight the whole information, you can say Ctrl A or select all as we looked at that one earlier. Then you're going to come to your line spacing option. Then you can as well be changing the values from here. For example, if I put it on 1, you see that this information is or the space in between is actually reducing. If you increase to 1.5, it goes on increasing. If you put it on, let's say 2, it goes on increasing. So the space in between the lines of text goes on increasing depending on where you are. So let me make it smaller, but they are also visible. You can as well notice that change. So we save this one and continue with our work. And they are telling us that we have an activity that is 4.14, working with line spacing. So they are telling us that we are going to select the text we want to format. After that, we have to click the line spacing command in the paragraph group of the home tab as we have done. Then we select the spacing option. And they're telling us that if you select line spacing options, the paragraph dialog box appears. So if you need more of the, let's say, spacing that are not given on the list, you have to go to the line spacing options. And they're telling us that use the line spacing drop-down menu to select a spacing option. Modify before and after points to adjust line spacing as needed. Then you press OK. And this is how the diagram will be looking like. So it will take us to what we call the paragraph dialog box. So when you go to the options, it will take you to this option or paragraph option dialog box. So the spacing is down here. We have the before and after. Then we have the line spacing. You can put it to multiple, single, double, at least, and others, as we are going to look at them. So let's try this and see how it works out for us. We have a link to our document. We click it. So it takes us back to where we were. And this is how we have our information. So we said we can select, for example, let me select these ones in between these 2 paragraphs. So what we are going to do, we come back to our home tab, then we come to the paragraph section, then look for the line spacing options. Then we come down to line spacing options again, because we want more other options to be given to us. You see, this is how it will appear. And when you come here, for example, we have the spacing. We have the before, we have the after. That means that we can reduce or increase the space after and before the line. Let me put it to 0 all. You're going to be seeing that change. So you're previewing that change. Let's put it to 0. That is it. Then you can as well come to the line spacing again. Here you look for what they have asked for. It can be a single, it can be double, it can be lines, it can be at least the value. You put, let's say, at least, and you put a value that you want. Let's say 12 points and others. But let me leave it on actually single, and we see how it does that. We press OK. So you're now seeing the information is now compact. So there is no spacing before, there is no spacing after. So it comes together or close to each other. Let's save that one and continue. That is how you can be modifying it into your document. We continue. And we are going to be talking about what we call the clip art, or working with the objects. You might be there, you want to insert a picture, you want to insert a shape, you want to insert, let's say, a table into your document. So that is working with the objects. In the previous activities, you have been working with the text only. In this section, you will add information to your text in form of objects, and you will learn how to add images, pictures, tables, charts, smart arts, and others, screenshots, and other illustrations that you feel you want. So making use of the clip art. So today we are going to actually talk about the clip art. You might be wondering, or you might be asking yourself, what clip art is. So clip art is a collection of pictures or images that can be imported into a document or another program. They are already part of your word processing software. That means that they are pre-made in the software. You just have to look for them. They are always there. Let's continue and see how we can work with them. So we have an activity that is 4.15, working with the clip art. And they are telling us that you're going to select the Insert tab. Then after click the art or clip tab, click on the clip art command in the illustrations group. Then you're going it is actually going to appear on the task pane on the right. Then you will be able to enter the keyword you want to search for. After that, you'll be seeing the drop down arrow next to the search in field, and you'll have to type anything there that you actually want to. Or select everywhere to ensure word searches your computer and its online resources for an image that meets your criteria. So you'll be able to search for a picture or a clip art that is related to the topic that you're working with or working on. This is the diagram that actually shows us that. So you'll also come to insert, then look for the clip art, you click on it. So it displays the task pane on the right hand side. Then you'll be able to put in what you want to search for. You can try it and see how it works. For example, if we come here, for example, if I didn't have anything here in my document, I'll come, for example, let me make this one smaller. We have, let's say, a topic which is Introduction to Computers. We can come to the Insert tab, then come to what we call the clip art. When you click on the clip art, it is going to be displayed on the right in the task pane. Then we have search for. You will type exactly what you want to look for. For example, I can say computer. So when I like computer, I'll press go or enter. They're going to give me a multiple of pictures. And here we can search for a collection. Remember, we have options here. We can say everywhere. So when you click this everywhere, it is going to search for everything. For example, even the online resources to look for exactly what you wanted. So you can just drag it and drop it in your document. You drag any other component that you feel that will work for you. I can drag it and put it there. And I can make it smaller if I want. I can bring another one like that. Then I can make it again bigger. So that is how exactly we can come up with clip arts into our document. You can always be modifying your clip arts the way you feel you want. And actually, if I told you you've typed something here and they have given you nothing, so what you'll do, you'll have to come down on Organize Clips. When you come to Organize Clips, you'll come to an option that says Office collection. When you click on Office collection, they are going to display all the clip arts, categories of the clip arts they are having there. So for example, we have academics, we have, let's say, agriculture, we have animals, we have art. So you'll only go to the category that you feel you want to use. Then select the picture that you want to use in your document. And at times, you'll come to these images or clip arts, but they will not be displayed. Why? That means that they will be on the option of the list. For example, if I click on the list, they're going to be just only displaying the names. So you'll find that you're only seeing the names, but you want to see the picture, exactly the one you're going to be inserting. So what you do, you'll come to the thumbnail. So when you come to the thumbnails, they're going to be put under thumbnails such that you can easily see them with your eyes. So this one only gives you a list. This one gives you the thumbnail such that you can even see them well or clearly. So you don't have to bother with the other one. You can just go on looking for the category. Then you pick the picture, double click on it. It will go to your work or document. Let's close it and we continue with our work. And they're telling us that we're having an activity which is 4.15, again working with the clip arts, which is select the drop down arrow in the results, should be in field. Then deselect any media types you do not want to see. In this case, we only want clip arts. Then click go to see a list of images depending on your search. Try to insert other objects, types, pictures, for example, tables, pictures, charts, headers and footers, etc. So that is how we have actually looked at it. We said we come to the search for, then you write it there, then you can come here, you can select, let's say, all collection, or you can come down here to result should be, let's say, only select clip arts. If you wanted all of them, you have to select this upper, all media types. Then it gives you everything that is related to that item that you have typed above here. So someone was looking for the phone, then came here and said only the clip art. And I think we've tried this one in the previous slide. So we can just continue. And we come to formatting of the images and pictures. You might be having a picture in your document, but you want to actually, let's say, format it in a different way. So they're telling us that most times images inserted may need to adjust such that they can fit properly into spaces where they are inserted. This can be done in various ways, including the cropping and compressing the images. Remember, cropping removes part of the image that you don't want. Then compressing shrinks or reduces the size of the image. When you crop an image, part of it is removed, and cropping may be helpful when a picture has a lot of content and you want to focus on only part of it. We continue. Activity 4.16, cropping images. We are going to see how we can crop an image. They're telling us that select the image you want to crop. For example, then you'll click on the Format tab and it will appear. For example, like that. And the crop is always at the right here. This is where we have the crop. After you putting the picture or image, then you'll come and select the picture, then come to the crop option. Then after you're going to the format tab, then you have to click the crop command as I've showed you above there. Then cropping handles will appear around the image. Click, hold and drag a handle to crop the image that you want. Then click the crop command to deselect the crop tool. Then note the mouse pointer appearance may vary from Microsoft Word versions to other versions. So it can be somehow different. The appearance of the mouse can be different for different versions. We continue. So let's try it and see how we can crop an image. For example, I have my document as this. I can first of all insert. Let's first insert a picture there. We'll come to insert. Then I can say picture. When I come to my picture, I can come to my desktop and select the picture. For example, I have some pictures here. Let's say I type computer. So I come and get this one. Then I'll say insert. So it comes as that. Our picture comes as that. So now what we are going to do, we want to crop this one such that we remove the part that we don't want. So what we are going to do, we come to the crop. Of course, it is already selected. That's why you're seeing it on the format tab. So we come to the crop. Then the handles are going to appear on your picture. So you'll drag and put them to a side that you want. You come to also the left, drag and put to the type or size that you want. Then you'll come to this one and put to the one that you want. Then at the top, you'll come and put this. So after doing that, you select or click aside such that it is deselected. That is how we can crop an image. So you can put it even in the center that if you want, just like that. So Henry the computer guy, that is it, how we can do it. So we can save and continue with our work. That one has been actually cropping. Now we look at the compressing of the image. How can we compress an image? Compressing is like specifically reducing or shrinking the size of the image. Remember, you might be having your work you want to send over the internet or email to other people. But the more pictures or the more size of the pictures that you put, the more the document will actually take longer actually to reach. So they're telling us that if you wish or if you use large pictures in a document, its file size increases rapidly. As a result, it may be difficult to share such a file over the internet. So that means that the size has to be a little smaller. That means that you can reduce this problem by telling a word processor to compress the pictures inserted into your document. Let's try and see an activity about compressing images. And they're telling us that you have to select the picture, you go to the format tab, after you click the compress picture command. After that option, then the picture will be compressed. They will give you other settings in a dialog box. Then you'll choose the target output. For example, you want to send it by email and others. Then change any of the default picture settings you want. Then click OK to compress in the compression settings dialog box. Then you click OK in the compress picture dialog box. And this is how actually it looks like. So we shall come and look for the compress picture option. Let's try that one and see how it works. For example, this is our image that we already have in our document. So what we shall do, we shall come and say we want to actually click on the picture. When you double click on it, it takes you to the format tab. Then it goes to the format of the compression. We have brightness, we have contrast and others, but we are specifically now talking about the compress picture. You click on it, it displays a dialog box for that option. Now we have more options down here. That means that the target output is either email or you're going to, let's say, use a screen. Let's say you're going to print. So you can choose the target output that you want. But now I want to send it over the email. So I'll use the email. So I'll say OK and OK. So that means that that image or picture has been compressed. We'll save and continue with our work. Then close this one. We continue. And we have an activity that is 4.18. Comparison of compressing and cropping. What is the difference between the two? And they're telling us that in groups, you're going to distinguish between cropping and compression in relation to images in a document. And I think we have already talked about those two. So it's been Henry the computer guy. I thank you for watching. And if you feel that this content has actually helped you, you can help me and share the link to other people who need it. Bye bye. I sign out. Let's see you in the next video.